So we kind of attach ourselves to the police station. Before we used to have like community events where you have the civilians interact with the police. We have a social on a Friday where the past Commissioner CG used to attend for like 2 hours, have domino games. You know, we act with the civilians and, you know...
Real community engagement.
Community engagement, yes. And in form of that, you tend to get a lot of information from the community itself in terms of like crime and stuff like that. So, as McGuire said, we find it interesting to have this group because, you know, seeing a police officer in a uniform is like a stigma to the community. They ones tend to get scared when they see a police.
Okay.
But if there's persons in the community in various parts that these people could go and say, well, you know, Mr. Diaz, this is such and what happened, you know, can you relate it? You know, and that's where we try to work with the community in terms of fighting crime, so all of us could sleep good at night and be peaceful.
I love that. It sounds exciting.
Yes, it is.
Sir Maguire, what communities are involved and who comprises of the committee? What communities are involved? You mentioned several communities.
Right.
So how much you're running right now?
I think it's eight communities. You have West Farm Boys, Trinity, Challengers, Old Road, Stoneford, Vulchilds, Middle Island, Canyas, Lamberts and Canyas.
And in each community you have two representatives. Wow, that's a task.
So what we do, we have a general committee that consists of about 22 persons. And then we have an executive committee. The whole concept of it, as Mr.
So it's like a business and it's structured.
Yes. Mr. Diaz would have indicated that it's something that was happening before, but it was not in structured as it is now. So now that
and he didn't have police involved,
right?
That.
Yes, right. So then now we have Mr. Christos Wallis is the PRO. Miss Claudia Williams, who is the secretary. We have former police retired officer, Mr. Sylvain Brown. He is member of the committee.
That's good.
And also you have, tell me so many names. Another critical part of the committee is also you have the Ross University School of Veteran.
The school fits within the...
Right, so they have a representative, right, they have a representative on the committee as well. Mr. Ludovic, who is the head of security, he has offered himself to be that representative on the committee for Ross University. The reason for that is that the Ross student population that lives throughout the entire policing district is a very significant number. And so we wanted to involve their ideas as well, whatever concern they may have, whatever assistance they may need. And so we didn't exclude them. So that is the whole concept, is a holistic approach. So there are times when the executive meet once per month and the general body meet bi-monthly. And so the executive will basically plan the activities and then it is thrown out to the general body. The whole idea of this is not just to have selective persons from the committee. We are hoping that this will be the link into the community. And then when we become more proactive and being executing activities, that you will have the entire community coming on board in terms of partnership. In fact, we have we intend to have some subcommittees. One that focus on crime prevention and community safety. One that focus on the social, enhancing social responsibility, where you will more or less involve like community organizations, sporting groups like football clubs and so on. And they have one that focus on youth action, where you get the youth perspective, and in that you can you can reach the youth through the school, through other programs that will help them to develop social responsibility themselves. So the whole thrust is really, it starts out with crime prevention, but it's something where where we intend, the hope is to really raise that civic awareness of how we all can have that awareness as our own involvement. In fact, we have a logo, and the slogan of the logo is that crime fighting start with me. That is the slogan.
An individual approach.
Yes.
Right. Everybody said crime fighting start with me.
Yes,
that's right.
Not the police,
start with
not just the community, but
me. Yes.
Individual.
And so once you get that buy-in, where people begin to see, well, hey, I have a responsibility to help in the fight of crime. We believe that will really be the point in really overall have that holistic approach in crime prevention.
I love this. Mr. Diaz, being in this section prior to this structural approach, way back being there, I know COVID have affected everything. How has COVID affected the plans and how things were opposed to how things are now to go forward? How would you say COVID have affected things?
COVID have affected us badly, very, very badly, in terms of we as a committee going out into the community and meeting and greeting the civilians. So as we have some plans should be coming in place where we should be going to the virtual school and the various homes, visit, just to talk to the people and just to get a whole and actually how they're feeling and how COVID have affected them in this time, because at this time we have a lot of stress outside there, because COVID, and especially folks who have children don't have these ways and means to take care of them. So we as a committee want to go and hear from our community stuff that is affecting them, and whatever help we can give to them, we will surely want to do that.
Wow, I like this. So this is not just about police and coin tips and that's it, and lock your door. It's a holistic approach.
Yeah, because the thing
all
is
different
that
areas.
if you could meet the problem at the doorstep, right away you could solve it right there instead of coming outside. You understand? So this is what we want to do as a community: get together and stop crime even before they think it, we stop it. You understand? So this is something that we really looking at, and we hoping to get a lot more community members on board to actually help us, because this is difficult times.
Very difficult.
Very, very difficult times. We're here to help. We're not here to tear anybody down. We're not here to put anybody in prison. We're not here to lock up anybody. We are just here to help.
Yes.
As good and faithful citizens.
Yes, right.
That's what we're here for.
As Mr. Diaz touched on some of the challenges that COVID present, there are opportunities as well.
Yes.
Because we can recall a couple of years ago when crime was really with shooting and murders and so on, and how the unrest that creates. And so what we're really hoping is taking advantage of this lull, the success that we've been having in crime reduction in the district and in St. Kitts on the whole, and see how best we can build that partnership and get that proaction in the community, so that if we are able to have that partnership and everybody is on board, that will help in and of itself, will help to eliminate any opportunity, whatever opportunity to really crime to be perpetuated. And so I'm really excited about the prospect of what has been taking place, and even presently some of the fruits that this committee has been heeded, because as I said, we don't focus only on crime prevention. The Palmetto Point Daycare Center, you have a big tree, there, and the tree was overhanging in the road. And that was an initiative undertaken by the committee to seek the assistance from electricity department, and also to get the tree cut, because you could see the danger that poses. The committee has been very much instrumental in Mr. Diaz himself when we were having a shortage and the traffic paint. Mr. Diaz himself assisted the police and donated a couple of gallons.
I remember I heard the name donating.
Right, and we were able to put in some traffic restrictions. They have even made suggestion for consideration. In the area Trinity there is a small street, but there are two-way street. So the suggestion is that you can make a one-way in and an exit. That is for consideration, because you have to think about people in the immediate residency, and the same thing as at West Farm by the Abat, where you have this small street, so it's two-way and sometimes create traffic congestion, notwithstanding the fact that people who living in the area, they park their vehicle. So these are ideas that you get coming forward from persons who are directly in the community and who is saying, hey, this is one way that we can assist the police in policing the community.
Okay, what I would like to say to the listening audience is that what I like particularly about this segment today is that although the group is now structured, the group was initiated by persons in the society.
Right.
So one person is in the listening audience to listen and take it on board. Don't always just wait on the police.
Yes.
Because as you said, policing start with me.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
I like that. I like
That's
that.
right.
So now that we are listening to the policing, radio program, other good citizens, mature citizens who are thinking citizens
and the
come together and form a group.
Yes.
Let the police involved while the police is trying to come and assist.
Because the whole idea is that this, for now, it is a pilot project, but it can replicate it.
Of course.
Throughout the entire
Federation.
What we're trying to
this is a model.
What we're trying to accomplish as well, as that the listening public, the community themselves, could form their own neighborhood watch.
Yes.
They could have someone who is in charge of that, who will actually communicate information to either the actual community representative or to the police. So this is something that we're looking for, because the police can't do it by themselves. Because when we are sleeping, the police are out, and the police are not robots. The police are human beings, just like
I'm glad somebody understands.
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you. I'm glad somebody understands.
No, the police are human beings just like us. And I said to the chief security at Ross University, and I say to Mr. Maguire and Mr. Dickinson all the time, that times when I check my surveillance camera, I see, the police passing through, and like 15-20 minutes up, the Ross security passing through.
Okay.
So that gives our community a 24-hour round-the-clock security service. I've seen the police, I've seen Ross, and sometimes they even do walk. And I'm telling you, like, this is 1 o'clock in the morning. They do even walk.
Presence, police presence, security presence.
Security presence. It's, I can't ask for more than what I've seen. I'm seeing it, so I know that the police working in hand with Ross University, and our community in that area is very, very, very secure.
Okay. I don't think we have any sponsors for the program, so we will just continue. When JK return, we'll open the lines for calls. What I would like to say next is, what have been some of the initiatives undertaken by the group since the establishment?
Right.
I know you mentioned one.
Yes.
Elaborate a little bit more.
Most of it, the activities was really restricted because of the lockdown, so we weren't able to do a whole lot. But what we have done so far, I think December of 2019, we had a social during the Christmas, the district. And even though it started out with a social for the police officers at the station, other than the members of the committee, there were other members from the communities, the surrounding communities, who were able to join in and participate and well entertained. We would have had a church service as a committee where we worship at the Faith Tabernacle Church, and after that we had a luncheon. And so at this point presently we are more cementing and basically strategizing and in terms of a way forward. What we hope to achieve in the not too distant future is that we can begin to engage at least 30% of the community within the policing district. And when I say that, not just the members, the residents in the thing. Because the thing about the Old Road Policing District, the residency is expanded towards the mountain.
Wow.
And the terrain and everything and so on. So we even yesterday we did a community walkthrough, and we did what I call a home security vulnerability risk assessment, where we went and we interact with the persons, and we tried to find out from them what are some of the vulnerabilities or the security that they see. What is predominantly the thing is like lots of lands that are not yet developed. They are overgrown. So that in itself presents a vulnerability. So I suggested that they can engage planning department, try to establish the owners, and then the police can more or less engage the person to solicit that cooperation in terms of even though they are not yet to develop, if they can, for the security aspect, they can keep the grass at a low, so that it doesn't present that risk. And so that is what we are hoping to do. As I said about the community groups, to involve them as well. And the whole aspect of this is to encourage, have that participation, full participation of our community, and with a view to increase community activities, community involvement, and really to develop a strategy where you can chart a way forward as to how the police and the community can work together in partnership. And so that is really the overall aim of what the activities that we intend to implement going to seek to achieve.
Policing, crime fighting starts with me.
Yes.
GQ, can we pause forward from our sponsors, if any, and straight to the cars? Okay, good. We can open the lines for cars if there's any. Yes, President, good morning. You're on the air.
President, good morning. This is PWOP, Police WOP.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to Commissioner GQ.
He's right there.
Good morning, good morning.
I could see, you got on the wrong hat today, though. You got on the fire chief hat.
How can we help you, sir?
As usual, good program. Now, I have a question, but I have to show you an example first. One time in Anguilla, a thief went in a house where a husband and a wife were residing. And he went straight down in the kitchen and he held the husband at knife point and asking him for the money. Well, the wife stayed in the bedroom and she heard the commotion out there. And she was able to take a 2-pound paper bag. And she blew it out full of wind and she hit it one leg, pow! And the thief dropped the knife and he ran out. And the husband went and said, well, Doris, you know you got a knife, you could have a gun, you could have killed me. She said, no, you ain't a gun, it's a paper bag. He said, well, it sounds like a gun. Anyway, saying that to say this, going fast night coming up next month, and you're going to hear all kind of explosive. Well, how can we tell which one is a real bullet or a fake? So therefore, I want to know if you all have any ban on those powerful, dangerous explosives. A little Roy Rogers cowboy paper shotgun that can't fight nobody. want to know if you all have any ban on those things coming in the country, because they're very dangerous and they could kill people with a weak heart. Thanks for listening, gentlemen. PWOP. I am working with the community always.
Thank you, man.
All right, so thanks for your call.
Yep.
To respond to that, we're going to jump to the next call. Is there a next call? Okay, but to respond quickly to that, Custom have their laws in place and they have the restrictions. I know this is long standing ever since I'm a little boy. Little pop-up does be allowed to come in. I'm sure and certain they have restrictions on the amount and the quantity and type of TNT that is coming into the Federation. So 5th of November is a normal thing for us. I do understand the concern, but the authorities are on top of the game. Do we have another call? Yes, President, good morning. You're on the air, can I help?
Hello, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, sir.
Junior is here. Morning, Superintendent Francis. Good morning, Matthew Maguire. Sergeant Matthew Maguire.
Morning.
You should know the voice by now. The next gentleman with you, I don't know the person, but I'm here listening to the program, and I'm very impressed. And the thing about community policing, that is very good in the sense that police can get information, because police normally rely on the general public anyhow.
That's right.
And I'm glad to hear that the program that you all have in the Olwa district, you are thinking about doing it in the entire federation. Because what person need to understand, as one of you rightly said, police are human beings. Sometimes you get the impression persons feel like police are supernatural human beings or something to that effect. But police do have their problems and they go through their situation. But it's just about collaborating, and once you collaborate with the community and you have that good community spirit and understanding, because I've seen the Inspector Isles and her men, they come in the community and they play domino and they do these different things. Back in the old time days, where you have the situation used to be different. Person used to actually come to the police station.
That's true.
But then again, crime wasn't at that large scale. Yeah. But at least you had the persons and they felt good. And one of the things police have to understand is to build up a relationship. But at the same time, once person trusts you, you cannot betray the trust.
That's right.
It's very important. But this program that I'm hearing, I'm very impressed. Matthew Maguire, I just want to wish you, the gentleman who is there with you, all the best, and I just pray and hope you all go from strength to strength. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any more calls? Okay. Next question. What have been some of the challenges you've faced? We mentioned COVID. What have been some of the challenges you guys have faced in carrying out the objectives of the group?
Well, I have to say, I love Mr. Eugene to but if you see any challenge, but presently I'm really very much satisfied with the support from the High Command.
Okay.
In relation to the Division Commander, Mr. David. This was going on since with Superintendent Rogers, Superintendent Sutton. When Superintendent Sutton was Inspector, he was very supportive. Inspector Dickinson is even more supportive. And so I think that it is something that the High Command recognized, and the support has been there, and I anticipate that it will get greater support as we go along.
So no challenges? Is a car? Okay, let's take the car. Hi, morning. You on the air?
Man, I'm looking for GQ.
Yeah, he's there, but we're on the air right now. GQ is looking for you, so I guess you talk privately. Yeah, Mr. Diaz? Mention any challenges or successes?
We haven't really meet any challenges as yet, but as the gentleman just stated about, the social, the domino and stuff like that with the community, that is something that we are strongly leading towards, having a social with the police, not just we run to the police station when we have an issue, that we could go to the police station and have a social with the police and sit down with the police, and at that time the police can explain to us some of their challenges, so we as the community could know, well, why the police don't have a bed of roses like we have home. The police have their tough time as well.
Telling you.
So as I stated before, I would like to see a lot more of the High Command itself out in our district and socializing with the community. As we, Mr. Maguire said, that we trying to organize some community get together where we would like to see some of the high command come out. As I stated before, we started, and the former commissioner C.G. Walwing, he used to find time on a Friday, 2 hours out of his time, to come and sit and socialize with the Old Road community and the various communities around. And it used to be a wonderful time.
Yes.
Wonderful time.
Okay, well, I thank you for that. Thank you for that. I know the Commissioner Bandy will find time as well. So we'll put things in place.
Yes.
Yes, Pleasant, good morning. Police with you. You're on the air. Can I help?
Pleasant, good morning. I'm calling from Tabernacle.
Tabernacle, yes.
I love what you are saying about the police and going through the village.
Yes.
I am back home now for the past 17 years. I could tell you, if I'm going up the road, if I don't see a policeman in a vehicle, I don't know who they are. There's 2 police I could tell you I know in Tabernacle. That's the Sergeant and Nicholas. I think Tabernacle police, men and women, if they have any woman, they need to go to the village a little more. I'm 72 years and honestly, I'm not lying. I only know 2 policemen. So they should be doing a little more work to let me see who the faces are. So I'm going up the road to make a report and the police is not in uniform. I can't say, hey, because they're not in uniform, you still could talk to them and ask them a question or tell them what's going on. So I hope Tabernacle police, men and women, they could do a little more work too. Thanks for your program. I listen every Thursday and I love it. Bye.
Okay, thanks for that call. I'm glad that you listen and others listen as well. Thank you for listening. Thanks for that contribution. Okay, we have 2 more calls. Police with you. You're on the ear. Okay, we lost that call. Police with you. Good morning. Can I help?
Hi, good morning. I'm calling from United States.
Yes.
And this is a good program. I'm saying good morning to my son there, Eugene.
Good morning.
Wonderful.
Wishing him a blessed day.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for calling. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Eugene, you got a call out from way up in the States. That's good. You're doing good jobs. Okay. Back over to us. Okay. Just to finalize, we're wrapping up. We're coming to a close. White, you have another call? Oh, sorry about that. Yes.
Hello?
Good morning. You're on the air. Can I help?
Good morning.
I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. We're hearing you.
Good morning. Yeah, you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Good. If I am right, GQ, are you in the studio? Inspector Francis and Sergeant Maguire?
Superintendent Francis, Sergeant Maguire, Mr. Diaz?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't really get the name this morning. In fact, I wasn't listening to the radio. But just a while ago, I turned the radio on and heard someone mention Sergeant Maguire.
You missed a wonderful program.
Somebody called earlier and mentioned building a relationship.
Yes.
The word building is a foundation word. It's a foundation word. Building is really good to speak of, and I want to at least emphasize that. The police officers, they need to and establish a relationship with the general public in society, of communities and neighborhood. Their uniforms must be recognized. The profession and what they does have to be admired and respected. Just yesterday, I was into a business place and there were people who were leaving, going for lunch and returning from having lunch back to work. Everyone on the staff said good morning, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. A police officer dressed in his uniform walking that door past everyone was there sitting. Went somewhere, sit down, was discussing something with somebody, and then come back and ask who he passed there at the door sitting, waiting for service, in order, if we are in line. Now, people will say, oh, I wouldn't have to answer him. I answered him and said, yes, we are in line. It is disrespectful for a police officer in uniform to come into a business place, past people, expecting to get served, come for that, like we all have been there for, and didn't say anything. It is inappropriate, disrespectful, and at least it's disgusting. You know what? Those kind of police officers, they are MIA. They're missing in action. Officer, I was rather disturbed, disappointed,
confused, and still humbly asking myself, what it is he too dressed that he can't say good afternoon, and everybody passed in and out this door say good afternoon? Sorry, gentlemen, there's a lot of things, of course, need to be corrected. There's room for improvement, and you all, with us, have to improve together. Gentlemen, have a good day and thanks for listening.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for that call. It's now 10 o'clock. To wrap up a bit, well, I would like to ask one last question, and then I'll turn over to you guys to wrap up. Any upcoming activities? 2021 is coming to a close. 2022 is coming. Right. Any you guys foresee any right. activities?
Well, basically, this is November, and after December, then you start focusing on yourself in terms of preparation. Well, so I know on the 8th of November, what we have planned is because not only that, we want the members of the community to really just walk along with the police. We want the police themselves to also be seen working with the members of the committee. And so on the 8th of November, we have a community walkthrough, and this is purposely for the police officers working at Oldwood Police Station, not only to know who the members of the committee are, but also we will be walking through the community along with the police officers. So then we are going to have a practical demonstration of the police and members of the community really working together. After that, we have another social plan. We hope to begin the year with a church service again in New Year, if life spare that long. And then we are hoping, because the committee, even though it has been in existence for so long, almost 3 years, we have not yet officially presented to the public in terms of an official launch. So then we will be looking at that, and then the subcommittees is already identifying some of the activities based on the different areas what they will be doing. So it's still a work in progress in terms of what we're going for. Small steps.
What I would like to say, I'm going to hand over to you guys now for closing remarks. What I would like to say, Mr. Diaz, Eugene Diaz, on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, myself, the High Command, I want to thank you, because what impressed me in this program for everybody to hear is that this was not initiated by the police. This was initiated by you guys. You saw the need, and the police got involved, and I really, really love that. I know persons out there who are listening. I'm so sure there are other groups out there doing this. Let yourself be known to the police. We want to get involved. We want to join you in this fight. But at this point, I'm going to pause. I'm going to hand over to Mr. Eugene Diaz. Any closing comments?
I want to say thank you very much for recognizing me.
Yes.
I thank you very much. As Mr. Maguire stated just now about activities coming up, we know, I don't know if we're going to have Carnival this year, and we know around December time is very, very active time for the police, right? So, and also it's a very active time for the community itself in terms of security, right? So I don't foresee that we're going to have any big community get together down in December, because we're still looking at exactly what is going to happen in terms of Carnival and stuff like that. So for me, you know, I'm very, very, very impressed with the police, and I would like to stay here and say thank you to the police themselves, the High Command, and yourself for having me here. And I will try my best. I will do my utmost best in terms of assisting in whatever way I can with the police. I mean, Mr. Maguire can tell you, I am assisting the police for years. I mean, sergeant after sergeant after sergeant at the Oldwood Police Station.
Everybody rotating, but you're still there.
I'm still there. Every time the sergeant change, I'm still there.
Yes.
I mean, there is sergeant who already retired would have been there. So that is just to show you how long, you know, we've been doing this. You know, there were times, you know, that if the police have an incident down the road with the vehicle, they would walk up to my home and say, Mr. Diaz, this is our issue and what's not. But there's something that I must say to the community, is that whenever you see the police, walking around or driving around, stop the police. Ask the police, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am, can I offer you a drink? Can I offer you a bottle of water? Because it goes a long way. It goes a long way. Try to attach yourself as a community to the police themselves. We know that, we don't have all good police, but still, the few that we have, we got to make sure we take care of them. We got to make sure we take care of the few good police that we have. Everything is not going to be good. We as a community can change it. The police themselves might not change, but we as a community can change the police if we work towards that.
Yes.
And that's my closing.
Right. Thank you very much, sir. Sir?
Yes, well, I want to thank you, Superintendent Francis, and the other persons behind the program for the opportunity to allowing the general public to know what we have been doing at the Old Road Policing District. And I also want to thank especially those members of the community who have really put their hand up and have demonstrated that that willingness to partner with the police in crime fighting. So to all the members of the general committee, and in particularly the executive committee, I didn't mention them because the name eluded me, but I have Mr. Wallace, Mr. Christos Wallace, Claudia Williams, Mr. Diaz, Miss Corinne Small, Miss Leslie Mann in the Barrow, who is a teacher, was a teacher, Donnie Hughes, Mr. Russell from Ross Security, Mr. Alonzo Wilkin. These are all, as I said, is very diverse in terms of resource personnel from the committee. I also want to say a special thank you to Mr. Terence Edwards. When the committee started, he was the vice chair of the committee. I didn't outline how the committee set up, but the commissioner has overall control, and the divisional commander as ex officio to the commissioner, and the inspector is the